In this video, I'm going to teach you the multi-stage routine that quickly made me go from a role player to a PvP Chad, so you can win far more fights and get better at the game. First off is sensitivity and DPI. This section is first because it's very fundamental to aiming in any game you play. Oftentimes you see players making mistakes for their sensitivity, and the more that you stick with the suboptimal sense, the more you're going to get used to it, and the harder it will be to switch to a new sense. First of all, it's really important to turn off mouse acceleration. You do this by searching mouse in Windows search and clicking mouse settings, and then click additional mouse options and go to pointer options. Make sure that your pointer speed is on the 6th option and that enhanced precision is off. Enhanced precision is mouse acceleration, which means the faster you move your mouse, the higher the sensitivity is for that movement. This can definitely lead to inaccuracies and make it difficult to be consistent with your flicks, as every time the sensitivity changes. Next is setting a good sensitivity. Generally the rule is lower sensitivities are more accurate with small movements, while higher sensitivities make it easier to do large movements. In Rust, what I've seen many veterans use, and what I personally use in Rust, is a sense where you can do a 180 turn when moving my mouse across the entire mousepad. And for me, this is 0.2 cents in-game with 800 DPI. I would personally go from 0.2 to around 0.4 if you're at 800 DPI. Any higher and you sacrifice too much accuracy, and any lower and large movements will be too slow. Some may disagree, but this is entirely personal, so just pick whatever you feel like. Alright, now that you got all the settings down, now it's time to actually practice. First of all, you're going to want to hop onto servers like ukn.gg, which I'll leave a link for in the description. Jump into the aimbots mode to practice against moving targets. We do this for a few reasons, namely, you want to practice against moving targets because in-game, nobody stays still, unless really far away, and you want your training to be as realistic as possible to the real game. Secondly, the aimbots mode is great for practicing at different ranges and learning how to quickly swap from one player to another to practice your flicking aim. And the final reason, aimbots is very efficient at training your aim due to the opponents you shoot being bots. This of course means they won't kill you, so you can be training your aim 100% of the time that you spend in the lobby. Compare this to a real server, where you may only actually be shooting a gun 5% of the time. Another great game mode to try out is Gun Game. I like this game mode because it lets you train pretty much every single gun in the game in a short period of time, and it's also very dependent on positioning and movement too, both of which are very useful for Rust PvP. Having good aim and recoil control is great, but it is still just one aspect of the game's PvP, so try not to focus too much on just shooting. If you want to see even better results, you have to remember that when doing any sort of training, especially in modes like Gun Game, to not just go autopilot mode and shoot targets without thinking. Try to focus on your own weaknesses, whether it's positioning yourself in high-risk spots too often, or shooting at people too early from suboptimal distances, and try to work on those while playing the game mode for far better results. Aim trainers are not as popular in Rust as they are in competitive shooters, due to it being mostly a survival game, with PvP serving to defend yourself during trips. Though if you're really serious about improving your shooting ability quickly, using an aim trainer for even just 15 minutes before you play can seriously help with your ability to track targets and flick to enemies in as low as 10 hours of total practice. I would recommend Aim Labs as it's a free Steam game that is used by thousands of people, and I've personally clocked in 130 hours in it to great effect. I cannot really go into detail in this video on what exactly you should do in Aim Labs, but I'll link a tutorial below in the description. Anyway, I don't like to drag my videos out too long, so I'll end it here. I've shown how to set up your sensitivity properly, how to train your aim using aim trainers, and how to work that good aim into practice servers such as UKN to improve your total shooting ability as fast as possible. I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe, and if you have any good video ideas, let me know in the comments and I'll credit you in the video if I make it. Thank you, and see you later.